Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is March the 4th, and we are in Fort Stockton, Texas. And I thought I'd give you a look at our campground here, which is pretty sparse for camping. At least we have a picnic table, which a lot of them we don't even have that. We went to town last night after getting here and just took a tour around town and saw a few things. There's a lot of metal artwork here. Stopped at the visitor center, saw a lot of stuff there. So now we're going to go to Fort Stockton and some museums and things like that. So not a lot to do here. That's why we're only here 2 days. And then we move on. So stay tuned and I'll give you a look at whatever we find where we go today. Bye. So headed out of the campground. We have the camping office and the swimming pool. Over here we have a couple of amigos and a horse. Up on the hill you can see some of the other artwork. That's the Indians looking east. And I know
looking to the east.
The soldiers, skip the cowboys, the soldiers, when they were out here on the plains, their code word to watch out for the Indians was look east, look toward the east, according to the brochure. So this is what they would have been looking at, undeveloped. And it's still pretty undeveloped. But the road you see all the trucks on and the cars is I-10 east and west, and this is the frontage road to I-10. So that was Hilltop RV Park. There's a little one right down here. As we get a little closer you'll see the RVs showing up. It's called Hillside Park RV Park. So you have Hilltop and you got Hillside.
Yeah, they got a hump in the road.
Got a hump in the road. They got a hump in the road, but that's the other RV park. Here's where we're gonna go for a little bit. And we got welcome to the Fort Stockton with a really pretty cool roadrunner in it. But we're gonna go down here to see what we have down here. We have a couple historic houses and things like that. So we'll see what else is all on here, since this is the historic downtown Main Street. And we'll see what's what. Looks pretty historic.
We're going to go to the cemetery.
Oh, we're going to go to the Fort Stockton Cemetery first. That's right. That's supposed to be this way. Old Fort Cemetery. This cemetery was established in 1875, and the remains of soldiers buried here were removed to Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery in San Antonio in 1888, following the closure of the Fort Stockton in 1886. Local residents used this until 1912, so very few markers record anyone over the age of 40, signifying the harshness of frontier life. I think you have to pull it, but it's an interesting lock.
Yeah.
And they're waiting. There's the guest book. And there you go. We're going to sign the guest book in the mailbox. Oops, careful. When was the last person here? Oh, somebody was here
March 4th.
yesterday and today.
Yeah.
All right. Don't know if any of the markers have names or anything. Doesn't appear to have any names on any of the markers or the headstones. Let's go over here to the fenced ones and see what we can find. The names that were on there are wore off of this one. This one, unfortunately, has toppled over. Andrew Roy Royal, born January 28th, 1893. Died something 26 of 1895, it looks like. Maybe December. Maybe DE died. Probably December. And this one is AJ Royal, so brothers or father son or something. That one was born 1893. This one was born November 25th, 1855. So this had to be like the dad.
He was assassinated.
Or brother or something. Yeah, this one, Andrew was. But this is the old Fort Stockton Cemetery. Okay, so here we are at Fort Stockton, the fort itself, where there is some quarters and some other buildings. There's something with tags on it over there as well, so maybe we can go around to that yet. These are officers' quarters, or what were officers' quarters. Looks like they still have some sort of meetings in here. It was closed in 1886, and 3 of the residents remained standing. No fly zone.
So, yeah, this is private residence.
Yeah,
But this is
but
officer
this was
quarters
officers number 5. So
Indian Wars Fort.
That's what it looked like. Interesting. Officers Row Court. So this building says Barracks 2 and Kitchen 2. So we'll walk up this ramp and see what we see. So Kitchen 2 is open. I know you're not going to be able to see in here because I don't have lights. I love the mock-up of the wagon here in front of this mural. That's pretty cool.
Well, you'd think they'd have made round wheels instead of...
For the mock-up. Did the same thing on the seating benches. But this was kitchen number 2. Tenth Cavalry history. U.S. Congress passed an act on July 28, 1866, authorizing the formation of 6 regiments of Negro troops to serve in a regular peacetime army. And it goes on. That's kind of cool. Having some history here. Nice visitor center. Oh my gosh, look. Bugles went through back then. So ladies' side saddle. The stove, a Sibley stove. So this is the guardhouse on the opposite side of the parade grounds and where we just came out of, which was the visitor center and the captain's quarters. I'll bet you. Oh, comes in. Solitary confinement, I bet. Because this is the jail area where the leg irons and chains are. Oh. Holy moly. They could get out about this far from the wall. Come here, Rick, I'll put you in chains. You gotta hold them. There's one.
Well, I don't know if these are leg irons or.
I don't know, leg or arm, but here. I'll run out of battery real quick here if we don't do this.
Thank God they've broken them apart.
Yeah, they don't want anybody getting caught. Come on, stretch it out.
You can stretch it out.
So you could almost, I'm standing against the wall, and he's right there. So it's like 2 feet between us stretched out across the wall. Wow. They had the rings in the walls over here for more. The one down here. The ones over here. Wow, so they could have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in here. Hope they were all friendly by the time they got strapped in here. Look at this awesome door. And that's how you construct a door. The Annie Riggs Memorial.
Hotel.
Or museum, not memorial. The Annie Riggs Hotel and Museum, I believe. So we're gonna go check it out.
Well, this is what you could see sitting out on the front porch.
Kind of interesting, huh?
Pretty interesting. The first hotel of significance says it was built in 1900 of adobe with gingerbread trim. And they got all kinds of stuff out here. You can walk into the past, take a walk down the street, see many of the town's historical landmarks. We just left Fort Stockton. We had already seen the old Fort Cemetery. And now we are at the Riggs Hotel. Gray Mule Saloon doesn't open till 3:30. The Pecos County Courthouse is just across the street.
Not open.
And the St. Joseph Catholic Church is just past
Somewhere
the
over
hotel.
Somewhere over there. So this takes you outside either way. This was their dining room. Nice sized dining room for back then. Oh, do you remember these?
Mm-hmm.
Viewfinders where you look through here?
Yeah.
Magnifies what's there. For all of you who are not old enough to know what those are,
Made them look 3D.
I don't know if you can look through it. I didn't want to pick it up.
Yeah, it looks 3D. I don't think that's gonna work.
Here.
So we have to go outside and go down.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can get into this one.
This is the kitchen. And then behind it is office for staff here. Oh, look at this machine. Oh my gosh. Pick up your bottle. I know somebody in Iowa who would like that too. Don't you?
I do.
Get the lag fixture. Tortilla presses and everything. Flour. The old Huser cabinets. That's the old-fashioned tortilla press compared to what you see now.
Yeah.
These were the guest rooms. So there's just a few of them open. Branding irons. The Pioneer Club rooms. Wow, nice that they have some artifacts. Oh, look at their little bassinet. Little rocker, their horse. Obsolete things today for the ironing board like this. Oh, look at the stroller. I love this antique stuff. All types of barbed wire. Twisted wire and barbed, but most of it's all barbed. And there aren't tags on it. But these were, excuse me, these were the bedrooms. And now changed into, obviously, the museum side, but a lot of steamer type trunks. And actually, my mom and dad had steamer trunks like this. Still in the family to this day. What's the writing on the quilt? Can you read it? I can't read.
These are old-time brands.
Oh, the brands. Okay.
1875 to 1910.
Nice. Made into a quilt while hanging. Nice. Oh my gosh, look at these typewriters. Look at that. Aren't these awesome? Look at that phone. The cameras. That safe is just really amazing. All cast iron. The Eldridge sewing machine. Everybody thinks Singer is the oldest. Not. It is treadle. Talking about the oil fields, I'm going to go to the buckboard. The horse-drawn carriage. This buggy was owned by Harold Italy of Grand Falls and also used by Sam Tanner of Imperial. It was maintained in later years by the Pecos County Sheriff's Posse, driven in Fort Stockton parades, and donated by Mr. Edaley, something like that. Look at the wheels on this thing. There's your step in and out. No wonder you had trouble getting in and out of these things. It's behind the wheel and this so-called harness mechanism to go up to the horses. Cool. Very good shape. So here is the famous courthouse. They show at the entrance down here the original structure, which had a dome, and then this is the new construction. The Pecos County Jail, historic jail, closed today, of course. But I think they may have to use it occasionally. Established in 1883. Pretty cool structure. Okay, so this is the memorial for what? So go ahead, from World War I.
That's from the Pecos County deaths in the World War I.
1917 to 1919, so the
Yeah.
2-year span. Quite.
Here is a memorial to those that died in World War II from Pecos County, I presume. It's erected by the Pecos County American Legion.
Yeah. So Pecos County.
Nice.
So this is the first schoolhouse
And it was the Army Telegraph Office as well.
and the telegraph office for the Army. Huh. So we walked down the street, block or two, something like that, to the oldest house still standing here in Pecos County. They put a tin roof over it to try to help shelter it. Earliest remaining homes.
Yeah, cool, huh?
The cistern right there. It was built between 1855 and 1860. Served as quarters for Fort Stockton Sutler, civilian merchant, J.D. Holliday. The U-shaped footprint is typical of adobe buildings of this period. The rooms were added over time, and during the Civil War, the building served as a shelter for travelers and stagecoach passengers on the San Antonio-El Paso trails. The Fort Stockton Historical Society now owns this building and is taking steps to preserve the current ruins. Okay, so there's the Fort Stockton Roadrunner. It's got a wicked eye watching everybody. Right on the corner of Main and on the corner of Main and the highway.